Hello everyone, this is Luca, Crystal Moore Healing. I've got an interesting video I'm making today and it's going to be a little bit different from the others I've done, but I said to myself that the purpose to do for this channel is really to raise awareness of things that I see, share my truth, and really to empower people. So there's something I want to share, and this is a hard subject for me to talk about because I've got children myself, and I feel that very often there are things in society that don't help children to become who they're meant to be, and in some ways hijacks the way that naturally and organically things should be. And as growing up, it's so important that children have a stable understanding and strong understanding of what's around them, who they can trust, and really help them to develop into the people they're meant to be. So that's why it's so important that these foundations are built from when they're children. I've got an example of something that society teaches children, and when I saw this, it's been around for a while, I think at least a couple of years, yeah, I wanted to raise this as an awareness for people, but also help to bring a message of empowerment, which hopefully I will do my very best to pass across to everyone. So right, so I wanted to show, this is a leaflet that schools are sharing and giving to kids. First of all, actually, before I show this, for those who are not familiar, I suggest you have a look at the work of Dr. Emoto. He proven that human consciousness can can affect the molecular structure of water, and really that's water is not just water, it's basically everything around us. So that means that our thoughts and actions and words well, particularly our thoughts and words, can impact the reality around us. And he proven that simply talking to a pot of rice turned it into a pot of mold, or kept it nice and beautiful. And he did loads of other experiments. So yeah, I suggest people go and look that up if you haven't heard of him before. He's absolutely amazing. And so how does that apply really to real life situations? So if we think about a person that, for instance, a person that we love, or a pet, a person, anyone you want to think about, if you see them surrounded by love, by happiness, you know, that helps that person be like that. And I know it might seem really surreal, but you know, it can be easily proven with the experiments of Dr. Emoto. So if you're not sure, you know, go and give it a try. And equally, if we think that same person or whoever, whatever we're visualizing, and have the opposite emotions of visualization towards them, that's exactly what we create. So with that in mind, it's really important that what we visualize, we're conscious of it, and it's very, very easy to manipulate people into creating something when they're not aware of that very simple basic knowledge. So I'm going to show this leaflet. So this is what they give to kids at school in the UK. So it says, eat them to defeat them. Okay, so all you've got is a bunch of vegetables. So they thought that as a clever marketing campaign, they will basically put loads of vegetables with angry faces and really scary faces, as you can see here. I mean, look at that pepper, honestly. And make children want to, you know, go and I don't know, defeat them by eating them. Well, once I can see why they're trying to do that, because motivating children sometimes can be difficult, because they get bored easily. But historically, they don't really like to eat vegetables, and that's, you know, that's understandable. But the purpose behind this isn't as innocent as people think. Especially in the view of what I was saying with the work of Dr. Emoto, and how energy works and how visualization works. So I'm going to try and explain this. So if we think about this pepper here, and by the way, I don't normally allow things like this to get into my healing room, because it's a sacred space in my view, and things like this, you know, they just don't have a place in here. So I'm only doing it for the purpose of this video, but I am fully aware that I have to cleanse this space afterwards. So here we go. So let's take this bit of pepper here, which is, yeah, or you can take that broccoli there. So really, when we visualize something like that, we, let's say then our parents, you know, the parents of these children, go and get those vegetables, those same vegetables, and do that challenge as is described here, then they're visualizing that very energy, that very look of these vegetables into the vegetables that then they feed their children. So as I was saying, that energy is what then gets ingested and then gets absorbed by the body, and then basically it becomes you, becomes the person who's consuming those vegetables. So I mean, once you understand this and how basic this is, it's really not a nice thing to do, and I am fully aware that this is intentional. I personally do not think it's a coincidence. I'm 100% sure this is intentional, because in my experience, and I've got children, if you want them to eat vegetables, there's such a simple way of doing it. And here comes my advice. Teach them to love the earth, teach them to connect with the earth, teach them to connect with Mother Nature and everything that she brings and creates for us. So grow some vegetables. If you want them to truly love vegetables and eat more of them, that's what I do. I love to, you know, with the small space I can put for that. Doesn't matter how much space you've got, but the thought behind it is what matters. So I grow my vegetables that I can grow with my daughters, and I make sure they're involved, and I make sure they put loads of love and positive thoughts into it. And then when you then gratefully have those vegetables for yourself, you feel such a difference, and that feeling of joy and connection with Mother Nature is something that goes far beyond what most people can realize, which is why I say there's such an easy way to do it, and it's definitely not this. Okay, so short video. I'm sure there's loads of examples like this wherever people live. It is something that is not only really here in the UK, but is obviously is a global thing, and you know, together with loads of other ways of hijacking the organic side of people. So so yeah, just wanted to raise awareness on that, and also to say that I will be doing more videos with regards of teaching children the things that I believe, from my point of view, will be the basics that children should really know in order to have an upbringing that helps them to really tackle some of the things that the society is really struggling with. So yeah, sharing my experience, and yeah, I welcome, as always, any questions or feedback people have watching this video, and thank you for watching, and lots of love and light. Thank you.